Hey guys, welcome to the Mistri Speaks podcast. My name is The Mistri, and I'm very, very excited to get started with you. This is the first episode, and I didn't want to waste any time to speak about Sidhu Moosewala. Rest in peace to him. It's such a tragic, tragic time for us as a community, us as Punjabis, someone who was basically an inspiration to all of us has went away and in such a tough way. Oh na bahut buri hui. I feel like there's a lot of ways that this went down, and I want to definitely address those. But first off, I want to pay my condolences to his family, to his loved ones, to all his fans all over the world. I know ਬਹੁਤ ਟਫ ਟਾਈਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਲਈ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੇ ਗਾਣਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਇੰਸਪੀਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਮਿਲੀ ਹੋਏਗੀ, ਜਾਂ ਫੈਸ਼ਨ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਜਾਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਉਹ ਸੋਹਣੀਆਂ ਸੋਹਣੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੋਤੀ ਵਾਂਗ ਦੀਆਂ, ਜਾਂ ਬੇਸਿਕਲੀ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵੱਲ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੋਈ ਬੰਦਾ ਗਰਾਊਂਡ ਅਪ ਤੋਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਆਰਟਿਸਟ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. I feel like there's so many different ways he inspired us. Also, at the same time, broke so many cultural barriers as well. From being recognized by Drake to other artists in the world and collaborating with them routinely. I feel like he was on his way to not only be recognized worldwide, sort of like some of the other artists from the Latin community have been recognized recently. I feel like he would have been the staple for our community pretty soon, everywhere. Which is why this really hit us largely. So I'm really, really sorry one more time to everybody that is feeling the pain. It was terrible to see this go down the way it did. I can only imagine how other people felt that were actually closer to him, when I felt such pain that I haven't felt since the loss of Kobe a couple years ago. Seeing him, the position that he was in his car, not being able to move, not being able to, get the support that could have been given to him while everything was happening, was also very tough. I felt like instead people providing him help or picking him up to take him to the nearest hospital right after everything happened, they were too busy filming and trying to find out what has happened, which was really sad, right? Like, you guys should have been picking up his body, putting it in a car, and taking him to the hospital right away, trying to find aid for him, or trying to give him, a breathing chance, possibly a chance for survival. But I felt like, we were too busy looking at what's happening instead of doing something about it. And the reason why I say we is because as a community and as people, that's what the norm has become, right? I feel like people are so quick to just watch rather than do something about it. And that's where, like, this person was a little bit different, right? ਜਿਵੇਂ ਲਾਈਕ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਗਾਣੇ ਸੁਣਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਅਤੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹਦੀ ਬੋਲੀ ਸੁਣਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ, ਅਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਅਫੈਕਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਇੱਕ ਵੇ 'ਤੇ, ਲਾਈਕ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹਦਾ ਗਾਣਾ 295 ਆਇਆ ਬਾਹਰ, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੌਮ ਮੁੱਕ ਜਾਊਗੀ ਅਗਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਦਸਤਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਓਗੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ. ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੋਹਣੀਆਂ ਸੋਹਣੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਜੋ ਬੰਦਾ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ at the age of 28 is a person that has so much wisdom, that has so much love for his people and his religion, that when that gets taken away, it hurts you even more, right? So, it just shows me like how this person wanted to bring all of us together instead of like really separate us, which was basically pushed down by the political system constantly about him, which was really terrible, right? Like they continuously kept telling us, oh, he talks about guns, he talks about killing people, he talks about violence and things like that. But no, man, like let's talk about the good things that he did. Let's talk about the beautiful gems that he put out in the world that'll be etched in stone forever now, because now this man is gone. you know so that part really hurts, man. Like a person that wanted everyone to come together, they finally came together when he's gone. ਤੇ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਦੁੱਖ ਲੱਗਾ ਯਾਰ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ। ਨਾਲੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਿ ਜਦ ਮੈਂ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਤੇ ਜਿਸ ਦਿਨ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਹੋਈ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਇੰਨੇ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਆਏ ਬੰਦੇ ਦੇ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੰਦੇ ਦੀ I'm sorry, it makes me really tough to even talk about it, because there was so much trauma in it. Like I saw the pain, I saw a blood-ridden body, I saw people trying to like drag him out the car, and then I saw his mother and his father and the pain that they were going through after they found out. All that didn't need to be public, right? And ਸਾਡੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਸਮਝਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਕੁਝ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਪਰਸਨਲ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਦਿਲ ਨੂੰ ਦੁੱਖ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੋ, ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਜੋ ਬੰਦਾ ਇੰਨੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਨਫਲੂਐਂਸ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਇੰਨੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਕਤ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਕੁਝ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਤੇ ਉਸ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਦਰਦ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਮੈਨ। ਅਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਮਝਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਰੱਖੋ, ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਰਸਨਲ ਰਹਿਣ ਦਿਓ, ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਔਨਲਾਈਨ ਪਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੀ ਹੋਣਾ, ਬੰਦੇ ਦੀ ਆਟੋਪਸੀ ਵੀ ਔਨਲਾਈਨ ਆ ਗਈ ਸੀਗੀ, 5 ਮਿੰਟਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਟੇਬਲ 'ਤੇ ਉਹਦੀ ਬਾਡੀ ਨੂੰ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਅਤੇ ਦੇ ਵਰ ਡੂਇੰਗ ਚੈੱਕਅਪਸ ਔਨ ਇਟ, ਵਿਚ ਵਾਜ਼ ਟਫ ਟੂ ਵਾਚ। That doesn't need to be publicized. Then the funeral after was very tough too to watch. I understand ਪੂਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਵੇਖਣ ਆਈ ਸੀਗੀ, ਪਰ ਅਗਰ ਵੇਖਣ ਆਏ ਹੋ ਅਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਾਰਟ ਹੋਣ ਆਏ ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਅਤੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਿਖਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗੀ। ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਿਰ ਚੁੱਕ ਕੇ ਬਸ ਉਹਦੀ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਖੜੀ ਹੋਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਸੀਗੀ ਨਾ, ਉਹਦੇ ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਖੜੇ ਹੋਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਸੀਗੀ। Now let's go to his parents for a second. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਦੁੱਖ ਲੱਗਾ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੀਰਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਛਿਨ ਲਿਆ ਗਿਆ। ਐਸਾ ਦਰਦ, ਐਸੀ ਪੇਨ ਮੈਂ ਕਦੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ ਜੋ ਮੇਰਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ। ਬਟ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਔਨਲਾਈਨ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦਰਦ ਹੋਇਆ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਾਲ ਸੀਗਾ ਖੜਾ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ realistically how to deal with a situation like this, but ਮੈਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਇੰਨਾ ਹੀ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਿਰ ਉੱਚਾ ਰੱਖੋ। ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੇ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਸੋਹਣੀਆਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਅਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਛੱਡ ਗਿਆ, ਅਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਲੋਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੜਦੇ ਨੇ ਅਤੇ ਖੜੂਗੇ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਲਈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹ ਐਸਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ। ਮੈਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਪੱਗ ਦੇਖੀ ਲੱਥਦੇ, that hurt me the most, because it was like, man, they just took his son away, man, and there's nothing else that's left for him now, which was so tough to see, man. I saw him and I saw the pain that went through him, his mind, and his body during that time. And I wish God somehow provides them with more peace and the justice that they deserve, both his mother and father. Now let's talk about what actually happened, right? It seems like there's a lot of stories that are coming out where, they're talking about how this person might have done it, this person might have done it. Then there's people that have actually confessed to the crime itself. Let's put all that to the side for a second. Let's look at the people that actually benefit from this, right? So there's some people that are saying that, Bhagwant Maan ne kita because ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਟਾਈਪ ਦਾ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ। ਦੇਖੋ ਭਗਵੰਤ ਮਾਨ ਤੇ ਆਪ ਦੀ ਜੋ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਹੈ ਜਦ ਤੋਂ ਹੈ ਪਾਵਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਏ ਆ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਏਜੰਡਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਫ਼ ਕਰਨਾ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, which is beautiful, right? ਬੰਦਾ ਖੁਦ ਆਰਟਿਸਟ ਸੀਗਾ and he, besides being part of this political party and possibly a larger political agenda, I don't see him doing this act. However, now on the flip side, there are parties like Congress, and then there's parties like Akali Dal, which have a reasonable agenda to do something like this, right? Without saying too many names, the day before Sidhu passed away, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਕੋਈ ਆਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਜੋ ਅਕਾਲੀ ਦਲ ਦਾ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਸੀ. Why would someone come down to visit him a day before he passes, right? That's the first question. And to be a part of, that person being a part of that party. Two, what do they have to gain? So to me, the biggest gain is they come back in power. At the end of the day, that's what they want, power, right? इन लोगों ने अपने पंजाब दे विच ड्रग चलाए, ਜ਼ਮੀਨਾਂ ਲੈ ਲਈਆਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ, ਘਰੇ ਛਿਨ ਲਏ, ਸਾਰਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਲਾਂ ਲਈ ਤੇ ਪੂਰਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਗੰਦ ਪਾਤਾ। ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਨਵਾਂ ਆਇਆ ਜੋ ਪੂਰੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ, ਫਿਰ ਤੋਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਪੁਰਾਣਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ। ਤੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਐਫਰਟ ਚੱਲਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਡਰੱਗਸ ਨੂੰ ਬੰਦ ਕਰੀਏ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ, ਤੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਜੋ ਡਰੱਗ ਫੈਲਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਅਰੈਸਟ ਕਰੀਏ। ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਇਹ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਲਾਸ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਫਾਈਨੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲੀ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਇਹਦੀ ਪਾਵਰ ਨੂੰ ਲਾਸ ਹੋਏਗਾ। ਤੇ ਅਗਰ ਇਹ ਬੰਦਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਰਮਚਾਰੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ, ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਅਗਰ ਪੈਸਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਜਾਂ ਉਹ ਆਪਣਾ ਰੈਗੂਲਰ ਡੇ ਟੂ ਡੇ ਅਗਰ ਕਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਇਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਟਰਨ ਕਰੂਗੇ। ਸੋ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਉਂਗਲਾਂ ਇਸ ਬੰਦੇ 'ਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਤਰਫ ਤੋਂ, ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਲਾਸ ਇਹਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ। The way I see it, the people that took the blame for the killing, these gangs, they were guinea pigs, basically. They were the ones who were put out first to kind of take the heat off of everything, right? To basically solve the crime before it's even solved. It's like me as a person, I go and commit a crime, and then I go to the cops and tell them that this other person did it. Now the cops, first off, they're going to look at the other person right away instead of looking at me, right? Now the person confesses that crime too, but that person is already in jail. So what more can happen to this person? Nothing, right? So to me, that doesn't make sense at all. I feel like that was a lead that was given to the government and the police to actually take away from who the real criminals were, to actually hide from the actual facts. So I would say ignore that for a second. Now look at everything that's around it, right? That is, like I said, affecting this whole thing. Right away now, the security gets taken away by Bhagwant Mann and his political party the day before. And then the next day, Sidhu passes away. I do say that was the wrong way to do it. The security shouldn't have been taken away. They should have been slowly taken away if you were going to use that security for a different purpose or utilize those forces for the greater good of Punjab. I totally understand that. However, but that information coming out was probably passed on days before in advance, before it actually happened. No political declaration or no announcement takes place on the spot. It happens days and weeks in advance. So these conversations were going on for a while. So that means there's somebody that was there who was actually working with the other political party to talk about what is happening and what should be the next step in order to possibly cause a sizable blow to up. So that's what happened there. So I feel like there's definitely someone involved that leaked the information out about what was going to happen. And then after that, once it happened, the other party started devising a plan on how to attack Bhagwant Mann and his party. So what they ended up doing was killing a very, very known artist right away. One, he represented Congress, which was also another rival of theirs. So how to take two birds out with one stone, basically. They take out a person who controls the region of Musa, and now they can take control of this pind, and also make Bhagwant Mann look bad at the same time. And put the blame on him, saying that he's the one who took everyone's security away. He's the one that basically is responsible for getting this person killed. And then while they do that, they continue pushing that agenda out towards the people so that the people start believing this, and they get the people back on their side and they get back into power. So who's the beneficiary in all this? It's that party itself. I feel like the case should be looked into a little bit more deeply. The people that have been caught, they are most likely not the people that did the crime. I feel like they were themselves guinea pigs as well that were caught up in the crossfire, or were just basically blamed for the crime. There's other people behind them who actually orchestrated the crime and actually did the whole crime themselves, who are basically still out and about. And until we actually find out who actually was the one who was, controlling the cards here and confront them, I feel like his parents and the world won't get justice. The scenario of these gang wars fighting doesn't make sense to me. Sidhu killing someone or being a part of a scheme where two people were killed and encountered, that doesn't make sense to me. A person who's such a large artist, someone who is focused on living in his pind, focused on his family, focused on his career, wouldn't do this, in my view. ਉਹਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਲਾਸ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਇਨ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਰਾਈਟ? ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਗੇਨ ਮਿਲ ਰਿਹਾ? ਜਿਸ ਬੰਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਗੱਡੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, ਲੈਂਡ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, ਉਹਦਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੋਣ ਲੱਗਾ ਹੈਗਾ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਿਟੀਜ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਣੀ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੀ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇਨ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ 'ਚ ਵੜਨ ਦੀ ਕੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ? And for the people to talk about, oh, that's what he meant when he was talking in songs and speaking about violence and stuff like that. He was basically doing those things. It's incorrect. You cannot take music and a person's words or lyrics to granted. You can't take them for granted. You can't basically say that because Eminem talks about doing a whole bunch of other stuff in his music, mental health problems, gang violence, all this whole bunch of stuff. He's actually doing it. He's not. That's just art. That's just another person's story that this person is speaking about. That's actually what's happening with other people. And sometimes as a musician or a lyricist, you come up with dialogues or sentences because you actually go into that person's mind, or that person who might have spoken to you or you might have seen online, right? So his music has nothing to do with how this person was. And I also feel like the community should, get together a little bit more to actually confront the people that actually are trying to turn the table on this whole investigation. I feel like us as people should come together as much as possible at this time to not only point these fingers at the right people instead of the wrong people, but actually, just like in American media, when something happens, let's just say Amber Heard and Johnny Depp's case, everyone came up with evidence against Amber Heard, which was produced everywhere online. I feel like we should actually come up and find that evidence, because I'm confident it's out there, right? And show it to the world so that the world can clearly see it instead of suppressing it. We have platforms individually, we have free speeches individually, and we have to use them. We lost an individual who was basically sort of like our Tupac, man. Like, this dude spoke the truth. His lyrical game was impeccable. And this one hurts, man. So I really hope the real people get caught on this, man, and the right fingers get pointed towards the people that have done this, actually. Not only just for his family, but for the community as well, because, in the last couple months, we've lost a lot, man. We lost Deep Sidhu, we lost Sidhu Moosewala, and I feel like there's more to come. And that's because until their political agenda or the other parties don't get back into power, they're going to continue pushing the fact that the party that's trying to do good is the party that's bad. So really, really clear your mind and think about it, man. And actually look at the facts rather than what is presented in front of you. Because the media is going to show us something different. It's to us to speak up, and it's on us to look out for everyone else as well, because this could be some other person that could get affected by it, and then we would be at another loss. That wraps it up for today, man. I will continue doing this more and more. I hope I was able to shed some light on what happened and give you guys my view. As I said, I'm deeply, deeply impacted by what has happened. And I hope that his parents get justice and Sidhu's name continues to enlighten the world. I'm going to continue bumping his music forever, man. And I'm going to continue speaking the truth as I always do myself. I hope you guys do too.